We've been saying it for a long time. The gaming industry needs to change. So here we are. But will everything get better or worse for them? In today's video, Halo is having a lot of marketing issues. Nobody is happy with Bethesda right now. Nobody knows what the fuck is going on at Xbox. Everyone is upset about the Steam machine price. Stop Killing Games lives on. Now, like the video, or Johnny Bravo is gonna take your mom out on a date. He'll be your new stepdaddy. There are so many issues with the upcoming Halo remake that I just don't see myself getting it at all. Maybe years from now on a sale.
I think the ring is gorgeous at large. I love the lighting, the space, just everything about this, except for the details feel a little bit awkwardly scaled up, which takes away the illusion that this is a massive monolith planet-sized structure like it was shown in Halo 1. But oddly enough, they got it right in every other Halo game pretty much. Like Halo Infinite was a slam dunk. I don't think I have seen a single person complain about how the ring looks itself in Halo Infinite, right? It also looked gorgeous and amazing in Halo Wars 2. Really, Halo 2 Anniversary is just so good. So good. I mean, so much about that game was Halo, right? Just was screaming Halo. In Halo 1 Anniversary, the ring actually had a similar issue, maybe even worse. I mean, I don't know. This one definitely does stand out to be very different. And that's, you know what? I'm not even going to get into that. But, you know, I think this is what Halo should be, is a creepy, ancient, liminal, dark structure that is beautiful, but also has these spots and crevices and massive amounts of rooms and corridors that are haunting and scary. So, you know, when I look at all that and I look back at this, I just don't think it really says that at the moment.
Corporations create too many complexities whenever they bring everything into the online world, and they forget what they were made of. They forget what they were about in the first place. And now they are facing problems with their shitty systems that they created in order to make more money. And now they're losing money.
Halo was confirmed to have 2 subscription requirements on the PlayStation 5 to play local split-screen couch co-op. Probably one of the most regressive, cringe, modern gaming moments, right? I mean, just absolutely insane. A lot of people canceled their pre-orders, voiced their concerns for about a whole day and a half. And Halo, the official account, addressed a public announcement. They said, "We incorrectly stated that the PlayStation Plus is required for local co-op split-screen play. Local split-screen co-op requires a PlayStation account for each player, but does not require a PlayStation Plus account." So what happened here, right? Because this was kind of a long time to address this issue, and really it shouldn't even happen in the first place. I mean, whether this was done on purpose or is some kind of form of incompetence, at the end of the day, the result is still the same. It is bad marketing. It is bad PR. And people have been blaming Sony, which is understandable because Sony usually is the culprit that has some kind of account issues like they did with Helldivers 2. But in this case, I feel like it's a little bit more foggy because no PS5 game requires split screen to have both accounts having a subscription. So this is strange. We also have reports of Asha Sharma that canceled Halo being shown off at the Sony show like a week beforehand, right? So that's weird. And this is possibly just going to go down in history as just another big F-up, just like the Bonobo thing. I mean, that was weird. Another thing I find mildly suspicious about this is, why do these mistakes usually have to be such touchy, large subjects, especially involving split screen? Like, this isn't the first time that there's been some kind of hiccup or miscommunication outside of the studio about split screen. It's always about split screen, even if it has nothing to do with account issues. And also, why do they have to make mistakes on this? Why can't it be something a little bit more minor, like maybe the skulls are not going to be doing this, but instead that? Like, why does it have to be something that is so big? Now, another possibility is that they heard the feedback and have backtracked literally in real time, where they were possibly freaking out saying, oh shoot, we really need to unwind this and fix this, and maybe they took a whole day to contact Sony about this and try to come up with some kind of solution, or maybe they were the ones at fault. Who knows? There's really no way of finding out right in this moment, okay? And what really matters is that it pissed a lot of people off, and a lot of people are going to read that headline, but they're not going to see this update, right? They're not going to see this. And, well, why I'm saying that, this one actually does have a lot more hearts and retweets than the last one, which was quoted and commented on, which are usually not good signs on X. A lot of people are just over it, especially with, like, the trauma of split screen in Halo, right? With under 343's umbrella, split screen has always been a controversy. This has always been such a touchy subject.
And now they're outright lying about scalpers. No, don't look around. We don't have any problems. Just give us more money. We don't care who actually buys it as long as we make money. And the real consumers have to pay double, triple, quadruple, sometimes 10x the price of the original product on eBay.
With regards to reports of reselling, okay, so they're talking about the scalping, our retail partners have audited orders and found no evidence of widespread scalping. Only a tiny percentage of purchases showed suspicious behavior. Orders were refunded and units were put back up for sale. As a reminder, some customers may choose to cancel their pre-order, so there's always a chance a few more units trickle in over the remaining weeks. Now, this explains on Twitter why I saw so many eBay listings of the collector's edition for Halo Campaign Evolved. People were grabbing this answer and then Googling to see how many are available on eBay. Just to say, there are quite a few. The markup is considerable. Maybe that's only a tiny percentage of overall sales. I'm not sure how many units were actually available. It is such a shame there are absolutely no plans for a restock. As a little caveat, by the way, Halo Studios did say if you're a fan of awesome Halo statues, we're working with partners to release even more Halo Campaign Evolved collectibles throughout the year to help celebrate 25 years of Halo.
They keep removing historic and beloved features of the franchise because they're just writing fan fiction trying to chase dreams of hundreds of millions of dollars, and they have completely lost the passion of what the series was all about.
Question, will there be a photo mode or theater mode? This is what I was very interested in, because I do all my trick shots and I make all the content for you guys. The blind skull, which hides your HUD UI, weapons, and hands from view, combined with the acrophobia skull, which allows you to fly, should be able to provide some incredible screenshot opportunities. But there are no current plans for a photo mode or theater mode in Halo Campaign Evolved. That makes me sad a little bit. The reason why I say that is I know the base game is Halo Reach, and Halo Reach for campaign specifically had a wonderful theater mode. It is such a shame this is a feature that wasn't prioritized.
The marketing for this game just continues to be more dumb and confusing. It's so complicated. Everything that they released for this game is just so complicated. It should be so simple. That's one of their biggest problems. Like, they have no fucking idea what they're doing. And I think it's because they're out of touch with real gaming culture, with real people, because they live in an echo chamber on social media and they block anybody that they don't like and they only interact with people that they do like.
Can I wear the Mark IV armor in the base 10 missions? I can't see why you wouldn't be able to. Answer, we love the Mark IV armor too. Well, that's good. So we understand the desire to wear it everywhere. That's great. But wait a minute. It will only be available in the 3 new bonus. Why? Why? If it's basically the same game, and you're already getting cosmetic skins for like pre-order bonuses and even the other pack, why is it locked to only the 3 new bonus missions? That makes absolutely no sense to me. I'm trying to think of a technological reason as to why that might not work. There has to be something behind the scenes that is stopping them doing this, because with all the other skins, with everything that you're going to be able to customize your character with, it's a very bizarre choice. You can only use the Mark IV armor in the 3 prequel missions, especially for a campaign game. Question, will the stanchion be usable in the bonus missions or in the main missions via campaign remix? I'm so looking forward to using the stanchion. It was like showcased in the trailer. Answer, Sergeant Johnson's stanchion, which was featured in our new mission trailer, is his personal weapon. As such, it will not be featured outside his personal use in the prequel missions. Why? You've made a new gun. It was literally front and center in the trailer. It's not even usable in the prequel missions. You can't even swap with him. I can already tell the people aren't going to be happy by that. It comes down to these small details. Is this a budget limitation? Is it time constraints? Surely they would have had the forethought that people would have liked to use that gun.
Apparently, Asha Sharma walked into Bethesda and basically said, work on Elder Scrolls or Fallout or get the fuck out. And people are speaking up about the corporate culture around Microsoft and Bethesda and how gross it is and how veteran developers fucking hate it. And Bethesda and Microsoft just all around don't know who their target audience is, or they just don't care and want a different audience because they don't like their target audience. Take a look at what Legacy Killa HD has to say about it.
Ultimately, though, the state of Bethesda is really just bad right now. This is what you get out of the Elder Scrolls and Fallout. On the single player side is just them constantly talking about paid mods that you can buy from other creators in which they get a cut from, which I just don't care for. And I think most of you don't care for it either. But this is what they love to market. This is the only thing you see on Starfield, the Elder Scrolls, and Fallout on their social media profiles all of the time. And then there is... Again, they don't really care too much about their target audience. I think this video promoting Fallout 76 in the Atomic Shop is a great example of that. Like, I get it, some people are saying this is just a silly thing. Some people are responding with, oh my god, we're going to be waiting decades for the Fallout 5, because that's a whole other thing, but that's going to be another 20-year wait, it feels like, for a new mainline Fallout installment. But yeah, Fallout 76, that is their sole focus, making sure that grows, and that is their live service baby for the Fallout franchise that will continue to live on, and expansions and updates that I just not very impressed by. But it's a shooter experience that enough people find enjoyable, and it continues to this day, and it continues getting big updates and such. Guess that goes to show the popularity of the Fallout fan base. They've also done interviews with places like CNN and such, trying to, again, getting the casual average gamers involved, because again, the target audience doesn't really matter. And everything that we've seen out of Fallout, really since Fallout 76, has really been targeted at the more casual, generic audience.
Once again, corporations just don't know what they're doing. They don't really know what audiences want and are just chasing what they think will make money because they're not into the culture and they don't actually know any gamers themselves and they don't play games themselves. If they do, it's 40 hours. And their marketing strategies really show this.
You bitch! I don't give a fuck!
Bethesda.
Glenumbra's full of thieves.
I don't give a fuck about Elder Scrolls Online! Please, just...
Don't take this the wrong way.
You know, the Toddification of these things happened where, like, you know, you have one guy, Todd Howard, who's like kind of really manning the ship and talking to everybody and doing all the things, and the higher he gets, the more he's just like not connected, and the center ceases to hold.
That is a problem. That is a massive problem, because Todd Howard, he is the main Bethesda voice. Everybody looks to him. That yes men culture, it is a problem, but that is how Bethesda operates. But we also heard from an ex-Bethesda executive, Pete Hines, who said the Elder Scrolls 6 maker isn't part of something genuine or authentic at Microsoft. He left the company around 2023, and he has been very vocal about his disdain for Microsoft and how they've gone about their management of Bethesda. He just really does not like how all of this went down. It kind of shifts a lot of the issues with Bethesda, as you know, the overall publisher, Bethesda Softworks, onto Microsoft, but I think we all know that this started many years before that. Regardless, though, he's also very down on modern Bethesda. He said in an April interview, "I was staying there because this place still needs me. I just hit a point of, yes, it needs me, and I am powerless to do what I think needs to be done to run this place properly, to protect these people, to maintain what we worked so hard to create, which is an incredibly efficient, well-run video game developer and publisher." He continues, "And when I was unable to do that, I thought my job should involve continuing to have that place be, you know, if not the most efficient publisher in the gaming industry, it was way the F up there. And when I couldn't protect it and I saw how it was getting damaged and broken apart and frankly mistreated, abused, whatever word you want to use, I said, I am not going to sit here and watch this happen right in front of me." So he left the company around 2023. Infamously, I believe Redfall launched right afterwards, and Yeah, Bethesda as a publisher, just some big misses lately. Hines did continue saying the worst part of his career was to join a place that I genuinely was a fan of and people there I genuinely held in high regard and esteem, and then to get there and see how it actually worked. And this is always the big concern with Bethesda going under the Microsoft umbrella, was that you're dealing with a $1 trillion company that does not care about this studio at all. They care about the money, the dollars. Hines did finish off saying, that's not to say everything Bethesda said we did. Yeah, we probably didn't fucking come close to that, but that was absolutely our intention. We're going to do what we say, and yes, we do, and be genuine and be authentic. And truthfully, I still think Bethesda is just part of something that is not authentic and is not genuine, and that shouldn't be a surprise to you.
And here is even further evidence that Microsoft and other corporations just don't know what they're doing. What is the point? Why did they do this? Why are they doing this?
Before and during COVID, Microsoft was buying studios with reckless abandon, all in an attempt to own Sony by allowing their exclusive games to be on the PS5, in a move I like to call galaxy brain levels of stupidity. $70 billion for Blizzard and COD, only to allow it on PlayStation and Game Pass. Phil Spencer shot himself in the foot. By the time the deal was done after 2 years of legal BS, it already seemed like a bad investment. But Spencer was now out in 2026, and Sharma is in.
Xbox boss wants to create the #1 gaming company by resetting the business. She says they've done so much in the first 100 days already.
Asmongold was touting it as the greatest acquisition since Elon Musk got rid of the transsexual fact-checkers on Twitter.
According to the report, the company is confronting a difficult outlook following years of restructuring, slowing hardware sales, and mounting pressure to improve the performance of its gaming division. Man. Get rid of all of them. The base reset. Exactly. They're doing what Elon did. Yeah, we just shared with our team the realities we need to navigate as we reset the Xbox business. We won't succeed by hiding hard truths, nor will we succeed by doing the same thing and expecting different results.
Linus Tech Tips goes in deep on the rumors and the facts around Microsoft and their current Xbox reset.
I wouldn't even normally necessarily be 100% on talking about this because I personally feel that rumor mill stuff is best addressed once the rumors go away and the actual stuff happens. But there's been a lot going on at Microsoft this week. The information reported on Friday that Microsoft is even weighing options regarding Xbox's future that could include a potential spin-off, restructuring it as a wholly owned subsidiary like LinkedIn and GitHub, or as some kind of a joint venture. The word on the street is things are not doing too good right now. Ninja Theory, Compulsion Games, Double Fine are just a few of the studios that are either closing or rumored to be closed, or they could be searching for a buyer. Satya Nadella has approved Ashish Sharma's plan to focus on successful franchises like Halo, Fallout, and The Elder Scrolls. Now, this was not even something that I read online, which, of course, is credible when you read something online. This was something that someone internally said that they heard from people and was just chatting with me about. But what I heard from some person, is that as far as they know at Bethesda, if you're not working on Fallout or Elder Scrolls, you might as well just forget about having a job.
Linus Tech Tips goes in deeper to ask the question, why did they buy all these studios just to close them down? And also, why do other corporations do this as well? They all make these same shitty decisions. And we told them this was a bad idea not to do it, and they did it anyway. What were they thinking?
Fucking why?
If you're not working on Fallout or Elder Scrolls thing is interesting because I can't imagine there's a huge team working on continued DLC for Starfield. The why in regards to shutting down studios, I honestly have no idea, especially if they're trying to push
No. Hold on. I want to go back farther than that.
Sure.
why did they spend all these billions and billions
buying all
and
the
billions
studios
of dollars
just to shut them down?
buying gaming companies that, by all accounts, were apparently doing well enough that they were worth billions and billions of dollars, only to turn around and go, well, what's going on here? Why are we investing so many billions of dollars?
What's that? Yeah, it's this has never made sense to me. And what the weirdest thing to me is they're not even the only ones doing it. I don't remember the name of the other company, but there's another company that just keeps buying up gaming studios and shutting them down. And I don't get the point. Never understood the point. I bet you chat's going to point it out. Not Tencent, no. Embracer Group. Yeah. Embracer just...
What a name.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Embracer Group quietly canceled 29 unannounced games and shut 7 studios within 6 months last year. Here's an article from Games Radar.
What kind of a business model is that?
This is my point. It's like, what are you doing? And they're super known for buying studios, and then they just they shut down an incredible amount of said studios that they bought. And I don't understand the point, dude. There is so many games out there, and like most of these massive studios are mostly getting destroyed by small. I guess some of the studios that are being bought are small studios, but you're not getting wrecked by the like AA, which is maybe where you could consider like Larian.
Yeah.
You're not getting the. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of like what like, you think Double Fine is going to reduce the sales of Halo? Like, I don't understand the competitive advantage of buying Double Fine and then shutting it down.
I and so many others just don't buy games. I buy games all the time, just not new ones. Sometimes I do, like Resident Evil. I'm gonna buy those. Those are on my list to buy every single one. At least for now, because they literally have never burned me yet. I'm buying indie games. I'm buying some AA games, not very many of those. Still mostly indie games, retro games, games that have been on sale for years. The Steam Machine pricing got announced, and nobody is happy about it. I mean, I wasn't going to buy it either way, even if it was going to be like $600, $700, $800. There was no way. I've got a PC. I think this whole Steam Machine thing is stupid. I think it's for enthusiasts, and they're going to make their money just fine. I don't think this is for like the everyday consumer.
Valve's Steam Machine is probably the most anticipated gaming PC of all time. I would argue, alongside the Steam Deck, one of the most important. But that doesn't mean that our last 2 weeks with it have been all good. There are the highlights, like the unbelievably polished experience of SteamOS, not to mention perfect integration with your home media setup. But there's also been the lower lights, performance in the latest titles being a big one, alongside some hard truths. It costs more than we hoped, and Valve confirmed they feel the same way. But if you can stomach the upfront investment, Valve's GameCube is yet another massive step on their now decade-plus journey of saving gamers from the closed ecosystems that demand pricey subscriptions.
I just don't think I'm going to be able to get anything exclusive in gaming ever again. I'm forever just going to be stuck with getting mini PCs, old laptops, old computers, building my own with used parts. Moving on to Stop Killing Games isn't dead. It moves forward. It lives on.
Gamers get absolutely screwed over by the largest companies in the industry all of the time, and Stop Killing Games was started in order to protect gamers a teensy tiny bit, but it hasn't really worked out as smoothly. It says the European Commission has responded to the Stop Killing Games movement with a decision that is likely to disappoint many supporters. The regulator says it cannot require publishers to keep video games playable after they are withdrawn from sale, but plans to work with industry groups and consumer organizations on a voluntary code of conduct for handling a game's end of life is happening. Now, I think that this situation is really crappy that we have not gotten this major W, but at the same time, it is a mixed bag. On one hand, the campaign has clearly become much bigger than people expected. It gathered over 1.3 million verified signatures, never mind all of the additional signatures that have been put onto it, and got hearings by EU institutions, expanded into formal advocacy organizations in both Europe and the United States. I'll talk a little bit more in a couple of minutes on the California bill and expansion, but that is a level of success that most consumer campaigns never really reach. And where there are so many gamers in the world, a fight like this is never going to truly stop, even if right now it's facing roadblocks, because as time goes on and as companies continue to nickel and dime us and really, like in this case, scam us, people are going to become much more aware. If this was just a couple of years ago, maybe 7 or 8 years ago, people would have gone, this is just the way that the industry works.
And that'll do it for this video. Tune in next time for more crazy gaming news. Subscribe.